Morning. This is Nita, the chickens, Miss Panda. She's supervisor. She's come check it out. I know it's a good girlfriend up there. Huh? So what do we do today? See all the tall grass? So we go all the way to the road and it's not there. This is my once a year clean. Zoom out so you can see it of the. This is where my road sloughs off when it goes down into the holler that leads down from the wet weather waterfall all the way down to where the cattle guy's got his pond catching all the water. In the wintertime, not so much the bear because he'll be asleep, but the bobcat and the coyotes will traverse this ravine to go to the watering hole because, they're following the food trail. Deer and all the other critters tend to take it. Now in the summertime, they tend not to come up here. But in the wintertime, when food becomes scarce, they will, they will test their grounds. They will come up this side of the holler, does that make sense, to see how close they can get without being discovered. Which is why I keep all this grass knocked off the hill, because the security light that's right there, does that make sense, will light this up. It'll light all this up. Now in the summertime, because of all of the grass, it only lights up to about the pine trees. Because I've knocked all this stuff off, it'll create a clear cast all the way over to there. Now there is where it starts to dip down. That is actually downhill. I've already cleared where it crests. And I don't clear any farther. This allows Panda to be out here, guarding the chickens, guarding Kitty, telling me when she knows that there's something in the ravine. She alerts. Now I won't lie, she's alerted the last 4 nights in a row. And because the grass was so tall, she wouldn't come into the grass. She stayed here on the road, but she only went about halfway down the road. So to me, that means somebody's already out here looking, testing the system. Well, it's September. Time to cut all this grass back because it's not going to grow back this tall. It's not going to. We may get a little growth back, but not enough to bother me all winter long. So, that's done. Awesomeness. I do want to do my little piece of hill over here on the side of the Jeep because it's gotten a little long. And then I'm going to do other chores. I don't need to do the hill up where the pears are or anything like that. So, let me go on and get busy. What's up, Kitty Blaze? Meow, what's up, Kitty Blaze? What's up, Kitty Blaze? Meow. Meow. I know you're talking to mommies, huh? Meow. I know you're supervisor in training, huh? I know, it's all new, all the grass is gone. Yeah, we could go back to the house. You want to go get some treats? All right, well, y'all have an awesome day. I don't know if you could see that. I wasn't zoomed in, but Panda chased Kitty to the car, and then Kitty came out the side of the car, and they nosed up and kind of gave each other a kiss. How you doing, Panda Dog? I'm good, Kitty Blaze. You're so silly. You're so silly. All right. Panda says we'll talk to you in a few. All right, hill's all trimmed. Yes, to include along the back wall. So I did not trim my, I'm warm. I didn't trim my milkweed. It's still in bloom a little. Going to seed a lot. I've not had my fall monarchs, which is odd. Had plenty in spring, just not had any in the fall. It's all right. Maybe they'll come a little later, just because it's been so warm. Anyway, I pruned everything down. Just trimmed it. All the daylilies have bloomed. All the naked ladies have already bloomed. I mean, all that's left was their grass. And the goal there was to knock it down. The grass will grow more. You know, they're grass branches here. They will grow more. But it tends to knock it down. It lets critters know that this is not where they need to winter, to include snakes. It also helps me identify, it looks like a tree going there. I need to put stump killer on it. This wall is not designed to support anything but this little piece of dirt. It will not support a tree. It creates a lean and then it wants to crack the wall, and yeah, I'm gonna have to kill that. Shrubs are okay. that makes sense? The rosy cerulean is not going to get tall enough, neither is the crepe myrtle, to actually knock this down. So, yeah, gonna have to get rid of that. It's all good though. We'll take a break, go get some water and a glass of tea maybe, and move on to the next thing, because I got stuff to do. And I will talk to you later. You can tell the homestead supervisor's checking it out. Good Lord, B, I'm not what you need. All right, I'm gonna let you go. My chicken's complaining. All right, so this is that tree there that came down in October. Sorry, I got something on my arm. And you can see where we were cutting it and piling it and cutting it and piling it. And life got busy everywhere else, and yeah, I never got it taken care of. So I counted it in my trees that were down, even though it didn't come down this spring, as one of the trees that I have to take care of. I have to clear this. This area specifically, I had already had cleared for mowing, and because this is part of that area, the upper side of where I want the next garden. And I have to clear it so I can mow it, you know, so I can garden in it type thing. And that's got to get done before the orchard trees get too big for me to garden in there. So, just did the DR trimmer. You can see all the piles of wood now, and I've trimmed around everything so I can come out here and I can go to work. If it's good dry wood and I can split it, etc., it'll go on a rack today. If it's smaller stuff that I don't need, I'm not gonna lie, it's just I'm gonna figure out a nice place for a burn pit, and it's gonna get burnt. You know? Chickens are over there whining. Why'd you clear all this stuff? 'Cause I did. All right, let me go put this guy away, because that'll be the last I use of him, and I'm gonna get the string trimmer out with the batteries, and then like my pruning shears and the chainsaw, and just, this is what I will be doing the rest of the afternoon. Wood and wood and wood, and just knock this stuff down. Let's get it clear. The chickens are all like, look, she did clear it. We can get critters in here. They're so silly. Panda's even like, Mom, there's critters in here. Yes, there are. All right, talk to you in a few. All right, all the tools are assembled. Lunch has been eaten. Panda's over there making sure there's no critters that are gonna jump out at me. That's what she does. And we're gonna get started. Just clean it up. You know, one piece at a time. It's today's task. I'm going to start with that branch off of that tree because I've already hit it twice. So it's just got to come down. You know, it's got to come down. And I'll just kind of go from there. So, you know, logs, sticks, twigs, branches. Just get it all cleaned up. Yep, talk to you in a few. Just for point of reference, from the T-post to the T-post, it's roughly 26 feet. So that T-post-ish kind of lines up with the logs. I'm going to stand this way. When this becomes the garden, you can see what's left of the pine there. It's a dead pine. That pole almost lines up perfectly with this row. Does that make sense? So that's kind of start of my 26 feet. I'll zoom out so you can see it. And we're clear past where that T-post is. Now that was all the tree. And then the scrub and whatever else was underneath the tree. That was also all the area I used to mow. And I say that, I can't wait to be able to mow again. Because there's a stump over here. Can you see it right there? Get me in the shade so I can see the screen. There it is. There's a stump right there. Isn't that a pretty stump? I used to be able to mow to that stump. Does that make sense? And then go straight across to those trees. All that used to be clear. And I'm almost there. I got a little more to clear out, or clean out. Whew. And then I'll call it a day for today. I would like to get to this stump. And I know that sounds crazy, but I would like to get to the stump. That way I can, at least be where I was last October with how much of this stuff I wanted to clear. Because my stumps are, because there's the other stump and that stump, and then there's trees. That kind of what gives me my line as far as how big this garden is supposed to be. And when I put the swell in, where the swell is supposed to go. And in order to do that, I need to let like the pokeweed, or I'm pretty sure that this here is a black walnut, and I need it not to grow there. I'm pretty sure that's a black walnut too. Black walnut has tannins that'll kill a garden, and that's this space here. Long term is going to be for like corn, things that you need a lot of space to grow stuff. My tomatoes, my radishes and beets and turnips and spinach will all do well even when the trees are big over there. But corn and green beans and stuff like that need a lot of sunlight, and I get a lot of sunlight right here. Sorry, bug got on me. Sorry, earthquake. Anyway, I just figured I'd give you a show. I'm almost done, and I'll show you again when I'm done. It'll be this stump to those two trees, and it should be a clear shot. So close, so close. All right, talk to you in a few. All right, done for the day. Again, row of logs, my pine, debris pile, all this stuff clean all the way down to the stump. You can see it. Look. Did you see it? Kind of right. Where's the finger? There's the finger right there. Underneath the branch that curls over to the left, it's just past that. It's the stump. Anyway, and the chickens are checking it out. I've got the hose on so I can keep the dust down. But I can hit that stump and straight line mow, because I used to mow all of this. And when the tree came down, I lost access to it. So, but I have access to it now. I will be mowing as always. Long term, that's a garden. Where the chickens are walking is the swell. And where the opening here is, between this and the trees, is where the swell will drain out if it overflows. So, anyway, let me get back. I got the hose running. Let me get back spraying that down. Chickens are having a blast. So, I'll talk to you in a few. Panda's already played in it. She got nice and cool and wet and is out doing the dog thing now. Talk to you in a few.